We do make metrics also. We have our 5/16, 11/32, and 3/8, and they thread right into the cutter up against the 3/4 flange nut. And once they tighten down, you have your guide rod stop. So to determine your depth of your cut, you put this inside your cylinder head, put the head on the block with your piston up, and if you want to take 90 thousandths off your piston, you drop your cutter down to the piston and then measure the distance between your stop and your guide boss with a feeler gauge of 90 thousandths. Once you have that, you can go ahead and tighten it down, put your electric drill on it and start cutting. We recommend a little slow, easy cut at first, and as you get a bigger spot cut on your piston, the more aggressive you can become. And once you get down to the very bottom where it's hitting your top of your guide boss, your 90 thousandths has been cut off, we recommend backing up, turning your drill on full speed, your hand electric drill, and just touching the piston for a polish. Pull the head off and move over to the next bore. Generally, we like to sell you 2 rods at one time so you can put your intake and exhaust both in the same cylinder to save yourself half the time of moving them back and forth. So you can call us for exact size cutters. We make them for, well under 1.5 inches. We make some smaller for motorcycle racers, all the way up to well over 2 and 300 thousandths. These cutters were shown in the August Super Chevy and also the September Popular Hot Rodding magazine. They use them on a big block Chevy build. We appreciate the advertising. Thank you. This is our piston balancing cutter. Ours is unique because it actually threads on a shank. Once you buy the shank and the cutter for about the price of a competitor's cutter, as you wear out the cutters, if you ever do, we resharpen them also for you. You just buy another cutter and you're in for about half the price, thread another cutter on, you're ready to go. That way we can also offer you different width cutters each time if you wish, which gets you in cheaper than buying the whole cutter. We make them in 4 flutes. They give you a little less hack action. You can actually get down inside your piston and cut out spots under the pin whereabouts you might want to. We do sell them in different widths. All we have as a standard though is a 1/2 inch, but we've made them 1/4 inch and even much wider than half. Even though you can side travel in and feed up and down and work the cutter as the standard 1/2 inchers are. But again, it's made out of high-speed steel, solid chunk out of solid, just like your best tools in America, Rockwell 62 to 65 C scale. Good stuff, really works. No complaints. Thanks. Here's a basically simple, good idea. We've taken a wooden handle and we've set up with a set screw in it, and we give you either high-speed steel or a carbide countersink. Now, generally, I just pop these in my pockets. I'm out in the lathe or the mill, I get done. If it's in a lathe, I just pop it on the hole, I just bore it and it chamfers it, or I go over in the mill and give it a twist or the drill press. You're reworking a block, you might want to just run up and down it by hand. It's handy, it's quick and easy. If you wear it out, we can sharpen it, or you can just take it out. It's got a steel slug inside here so it doesn't wear out on you. You can change 1/4 inch tools in here of all sorts all day long if you want. We sell them both in high-speed steel or carbide. Real reasonable, nice little gift. We'll bring a bunch of them along with us to the show. Thanks. Okay, this is a little extension actually. This is the longer of the two, the 9-inch. We also have a 4-inch one that creates a standard burr to come out being as a 6-inch length burr would be. So we can save you a lot of money over buying these 6-inch long burrs. Even though we do supply these in our supply shop, we'd rather see you save some money and go with the extension. Being a collet setup, it actually grabs the 1/4 inch shank, centers itself by pulling itself in on threads. It's tapered, so everything's centered. We've got guys running the 4-inch ones at 20,000 RPM and die grinders, so it gets a really good grip on the shank. And once it's in there, you just put a rod or screwdriver or anything, and then use a wrench to tighten it down, and you're ready to go. It has a 7/16 body and a 1/4 inch end on it again. Naturally, with a 1/4 inch, you can put pretty much anything in there. They have drill bit sets that have 1/4 inch shanks on them. You can put flap wheels in there with 1/4 inch shanks. You can use a short one for head work. You can use a long one for block work. You can put cartridge rolls in it. Anything that has a 1/4 inch shank on it slides right into this thing. Again, being a collet, it centers itself. It's a split collet, all one piece. Threads itself right into the body. Haven't had one complaint on any of these tools. People seem to love them and rebuy them as they wear them out, which is kind of far and few between. Really nice little gadget to have. Save yourself a lot of headaches and money. This is our adjustable fly cutter. We really didn't even want to make it in the beginning because everyone makes a fly cutter, but ours is unique again. We make it on a flat design, 90 degrees degrees to the shank. And the nice part is it's an 1.5 inch body, and we can adjust it to do your 1.5 inch valves all the way up to well over 2 and 3 or 400 thousandths, no problem. So you can get all your valves in one cutter. Again, with the end clearance, top clearance here, corner radius for strength on your piston, we insert them with the cobalt blade. Now you can either use our built-in adjuster by sliding this 1.5 inch ring over it and then adjusting it out till the cutter hits the ring, and then you're exactly at 1.5 inches. And then every full turn you turn this is 25 thousandths, just like a micrometer. So with increments you can go 5 thousandths at a time or whatever you want. Once you're done, you tighten down your set screws on the side here and keep your blade locked in that way. So you're ready to cut at that diameter, take out your adjuster, and away you go. You're ready to fly cut. You can also measure with a micrometer, being on a flat design, 1.5 inches. Say if you want a 1.8 inch, that's 300 thousandths bigger than 1.5 inches. You would want to measure 1.5 inches plus another 150 thousandths. So you would use your micrometer to measure this blade. Slide the blade out to your mic, leave your shim inside, adjust it to where it's the height of the mic you want across here with your micrometer. Once you got the size you want, again, go ahead and tighten your blades down against the shim and on against the cutter blade, and you're ready to cut. Again, this thing will side cut in and back out just like a typical fly cutter. Being on a flat design, you can use your micrometer, or you can use our actual little 40 thread adjuster just like a micrometer would off the back side to push your blade out. Take it out, tighten it down, and away you go again. Works well, haven't had a complaint. Low RPM tool again, cuts great. Thanks. Extension you can put in your mill. It's a 5/8 diameter by 5 inches long. Takes the majority of the shank in on a 1/4 inch tool, so you can extend and machine off your Bridgeport or whatever tool you might want to use. Anything that has a 1/4 inch shank goes in, very close fit. Nice little product, low price, couple set screws that fit snug up against the side. The next product is what we call a valve angle locator you can have for your cylinder heads. It actually has changeable guide rods that go in and tighten up. Put them in, use a set screw on it, tighten it down. You slide this into the cylinder head in your valve guide, and we have a protractor that slides on it. So once you're down in the valve guide, you can rock this and slide this protractor back and forth at the same time, matching up the angle of your valve seat with the side of the protractor. Once you've got them matched up, you can just read it right out on a protractor gauge, tell you exact angles. So now you can duplicate the angles from one head to a next, or if a seat needed totally replacing, the head was blown up and welded, or whatever the case, now you can easily find them, and they all have these changeable different guide rod sizes, 7 and 8 millimeter, 5/16, 11/32, and 3/8. Handy little product. Another product we have, and I bring the cylinder head up to show you, is a spark plug electrode cutter. Actually, it's for the clearance on pistons for your electrode. A lot of guys will put an engine together, piston will come up, hit the electrode, shut it off, the engine won't run. This actual product has a cutter through the center line of a holder that has the threads for your spark plug. It actually threads into the head. Once you tighten it down, you figure out how much you want to take off. You can run this down until it hits the piston, and then tighten up this little sliding squeeze stop on the shank. So if you needed 50 thousandths, you can put a 50 thousandths feeler gauge between here, and then drive with a die grinder or a drill or whatever you might need to drive it to get your cut. It's a handy little product, sold quite a few of them actually. You can even just locate on one, take the piston out and do all your pistons in the mill, or you can actually cut all of these right in the block with the piston in the block using your head for the exact guide on that. It's a nice little product. And lastly, we have a porting kit which has everything in it but the die grinder. It's all in the box. Things we forget like goggles, masks, everything else in the bag. We've got carbide burrs, stones, flap wheels, cross gloves, cartridge rolls, different sizes and grits. We even have a scribe and bluing for laying out ports, matching things up. You get the whole kit all together in one box, US made. Whole kit and caboodle, $49, all the best products. The burr has no run out, better geometry, lasts longer, cuts smoother, You can finish up with stones after that. You can go in with cartridge rolls, flap wheel, blend everything in, and then you can buff and polish up all the exhaust sides if you want, or combustion chamber, whatever you might want to do. All in one kit for $49. Thank you.